traders. Good morning out there. It is now June 14th, 14 days into June month before this quarter is kaput and finito. 8:30 in the morning or 5:30 Pacific time. Welcome to Beyond Charts Morning Brew session, where we're going to give you the setups, what's the possibility, what's out there. So like I stated this weekend, guys, or this week, if you've been following the Patreon page, that's where I get the extra notice way beforehand. But I said, big week this week. We got decision making, right? So we got the quantitative tightening happening right now, happening today. So the market's kind of in a holding pattern between the levels that we gave out on the chat yesterday, which is 3,800 and 3,750. We're still in that range. The Asian market just kind of kept it right there as well. So basically, what are we looking at? We're looking at what are we looking at? All right, what are we looking at? I just got a text. Sorry, got a little distracted. But all right, so let's look at the overall markets here. Let's find out what's going down. We do have a Fed coming out, Powell's coming out not once but twice this week. So you know what that means? That means a very volatile session, which is great if you're an option trader. You're going to follow the Beyond Chart system, and we're going to do fairly well. Remember, on those days, we expect about 100-point moves. All right, is he going to do 50 and 50? Remember, 50 basis point plus another 50 basis points equals 1 point. So again, can the real estate market that? It's going to crater the real estate market if that happens. So don't know if that's going to happen. Don't know if it's going to happen today. And I know that JP Morgan and a lot of the major banks has been calling for about 0.75 basis point, which is only about 2.5 basis point higher than the other ones. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Hi, how are you? Cockadoodles. All right. And Josh, what's going down, Josh? All right, good morning. So don't know what's going down out there, but we can create the market. So just want to show you where we're at right now. So if I go back out to the S&P 500, guys, and never mind these, but this is 2021. So pretty much we're wiping out all the gains that we had from 2021 and 2022, a little bit of gains, right? But we wiped 2021, and we're giving those all back. So that's 2021, guys. So we're right there. Next level down here, if we're looking at it from a Fibonacci perspective, we already hit we measured this swing here. We already hit it, right? So this is more for long-term investing. If you want to know more about that, join the Patreon group. Send me a message through there and let me know. I can devise a class for long-term investing. But for the short term right here, we're looking at 3250 is the next level for a longer term support. Okay, longer term support. That means longer term. That means like 6 months. Okay. All right. But what I'm looking at here, we had three cells, guys. If I come in and I kind of make this bigger, we have 1, 2, 3 cells off that 50-day moving average, pretty big, and we're expecting some big news. Now, what is going to make the market hold up? Now, the reason being is because, one, we have quantitative tightening, number one. Number two, we also have Powell speaking on Wednesday, so everybody's trying to get ahead of that information. They're expecting about 75 basis point, even if it's 0.5. I think that they're waiting on the language moving forward, right? So it's 0.5 and 0.5. The next time they meet, that's 1 point within the same current year. That's not good. That's going to make real estate prices really drop, and that's going to be the next year to drop. So again, the market's already factored that in, but I mean the other stuff in, but real estate has not. So the next level is, if it does happen, I mean, we can probably see 3,600 pretty fast, and remember, the reason being, I'm looking at these candlesticks, is one big one, another one. There's no floor yet. There's no like doji. There's no a hammer candlestick where we sell off and then we come back up, and it tells me there's nobody really holding this market up or any signs of that at this moment of time. We also have the MACD breaking here. So this is a brand new, for those of you who are in my class, this is what we do, right? When we see the fresh set of MACDs, that's the beginning. This looked like this at one time. So if I were to go over here, this looked like that at one time. Now, granted, Uh, if it was above here, it'd be a little bit better, but it's really close to the zero, which makes it a little bit more efficient, right? If it was below zero or far away from zero, then it'll be a little bit of a problem, but it looks like it probably wants to go low. We broke the lows of where we had a lot of buyers come in before, so 3,800. So right now we're looking at 30, 38, 37.50. If they take it up, I'm still bearish, guys. I'm still bearish. There has to fill a lot of gaps here. If it goes up, those are the gaps that we're looking to fill. But I'm not going to be, so be careful trading to the upside. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. And just don't get caught. And that's a bull trap, right? They're going to trap the bulls thinking it's going to go up. So just be careful out there, guys. Trade with a plan. And know that these bull traps are out there, right? What I mean by bull trap, this was a bull trap. Things are going good, you should buy the stock market, and flop. Things are good, you should buy the stock market, flop. Buy the dip, buy the dip. No, we are in sell the rips, sell the rips, sell the rips. Okay, guys, sell the rips. All right. Same goes with crypto too. All right, so where are we now exactly? All right, so right now, if I will look into the VIX, let's look at the VIX, which is a measurement of fear. Again, if you watch my Patreon, you know that, or in the chat, some of you got it, some of you didn't. But when the VIX is low, guys, this is where you can buy any option as long as you get the direction right, puts, and it's gonna, even if it goes up, your puts will print because the I volatility, will work against you and will make your options more and more and more expensive. So here you buy a cheap option. As it goes up, it becomes more expensive. Now, if you get puts, now you're doing pretty good. Right now, options are becoming a little bit more expensive. So we're getting near the upper range here. But again, just to kind of see, let's go back here and let's just see, because this is kind of like after the first announcement of COVID. So I'm just going to go back here and just kind of show you the resemblance here. If we go back, all right, so this is where we were back in 2020 when the announcement of COVID hit. So again, this was a big announcement of fear, the sky's falling. Look how high the VIX went up. So this is what I mean. Once we break these levels, then this is snap, the sky's falling. Okay, so right there. So just know that once you start breaking these highs up here, then more likely we're probably going to go into extreme fear. But just kind of give you something to be aware of. The trend year, though, is going higher. The opposite of this is the TLT, and that is going lower. So again, this is not supposed to do this, guys. Just to let you know, it doesn't really move like this very often. But this is a flight to is just going up. It's just going up. We're at 3.23. They're anticipating the price hike, and again, that's what's happening there. All right, so let's go into the E-minis here. The E-minis, they're trying to rally. Again, if I look at the E-minis and we look at it from this perspective, it's a doji, right? This is what the Asian market has produced so far. This is the pattern that we're looking for. They're looking for to produce. Now, is it going to hold at 37.50, right? And now this is giving me an indication that it should bounce, but it should bounce. Now, how high does it bounce? Does it go to 38? Does it go to 39? Does it close this gap at right there, 3,900? Don't know. All right. Right now, that's what we suspect. But are they going to come? That's a whole other story. And this can change dramatically at the open, right? It is now 8:39, so we got about another 20 and 30, 50 candlesticks over here. So far, they're bringing it up. Probably going to take it up to 3,900. That's fine. I'm sorry, 3,800. Let them bring it up. But this gap up here is 39, so that's about 100 points. So, but again, wait for it to come back up. Let it set up. Don't chase. Let it base. Right now, if I were looking at this time frame, let's basing. This is the daily time frame. We're going to look at the hourlies. Hourlies is showing me basing pattern right there. So again, it went out as low as 37.33. I actually gave you that number. I actually gave you 37.32 in the chat yesterday. So I was off by 1 point. I apologize for that. I was off by 1 point. Okay, so here we go. So let's see where we go. If I were to look at the trading system that I provide without order flow, it looks like this is going to come to the end here, and it's probably going to consolidate at some moment in time, probably around 37.50. somewhere in there. Okay, so that's more than likely where I feel it's going to go. On the 15-minute time frame, we're coming to the end here, right? We got to move here from the side. It's sideways consolidation. What are we doing here? Because the move happened overnight. More than likely, it's probably going to go to this 3,800, 3,808, right? There it goes. So let it go up there. It's going to break the 50. If I was to trade right now, that would probably be the trade because the MACD shows me that's probably going to break the 50. If this starts going up, it's probably going to go up to that level. We're looking at 38.21 as the high point right there. As far as for it to get really, really cranking, it's got to take that out. Looks like it's being bought really extreme here. Some buying happening before the American market. Now let's look at the Asian market here because this is very crucial, guys. So a lot of you guys don't look at this, especially guys that like to talk about crypto and all that. But let's look at the Asian market. You have to look at where it opened. It opened right at 37.63 and it closed at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is our time. Closed around 30. Was that 4? Yeah, it's 4. Close right around 37.89. So right in between our 3,800 and 37.50. So again, this is where I got the doji from. So again, basing pattern. Now what I am noticing on the hourlies, we had a nice squeeze here. The hourlies are not quite there yet. So this may consolidate. Remember, look at the 50-day. The 50-day on the hourlies is right around that 38.30, which it opened. It might open right around 38.21, and there might maybe be a squeeze there. That's going to be pretty important, significant if we get that on the hourlies. Remember, the hourlies, you don't get that right away, but watch that. If we do get that, that might be to the upside. I don't know how long the upside is going to be. It might be short-lived, maybe a day, maybe a two, maybe a day, meaning like it starts half a day and then it ends half a day tomorrow because Powell speaks tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I believe the Fed FOMC, that's when they discuss things. Noticing that, I'm going to notice that I think that there's some stocks that might pop today based on this. And again, not long-term investing. This is going to be very, very short-lived. And this is where the opportunities might lie. So let's look at those. So I'm looking at the 15-minute time frame. If you guys know me, beyond charts, we look at the 15-minute time frame to make our decisions mostly, right? We do look at the hours, we do look at the 1 minute or 5 minutes, but mostly the 15 minutes gives a nice ballpark. It's about 4 periods in an hour. When you combine that by 6, that's 24 candlesticks, right? So that gives us enough data to find out which way the order is going or which way the wind is blowing. Combine them with another 24, which is 48. That would give us a little bit more data for us to know which way is order going. So as you can tell, this is what I was talking about, the squeeze. Look at Amazon. Amazon's about to squeeze. And it just tells me that there is too much fluff. Look, this is what I'm looking at the XPX. We noticed the moving average is squeezing. This is on the, that was 15 minutes time frame. Okay. So we're noticing, and squeeze right here. Something big is about to happen. So Amazon could be basically at this moment of time, right there, could be possibly dispersing a lot of the selling pressure that it has there, and it could move up. No, I'm sorry, that's not Amazon. This is Tesla. Woo, sorry. Tesla, right? So Tesla is holding base. It's holding that 643, 650. How high can it go? Well, it probably can take out a few levels up here of 670, and then it can go to 6. Well, let's say short term, if it can take out the pre-market highs of 662, it's probably going to go to this 680. Feel pretty confident doing that because it's going to fill this gap right in here, 680, 685. Okay, right in there. Now, the next level we have to is a nice round number, 700 and 718. That is a possibility, or maybe even go to the previous day's highs of 733. So just know those levels, but we could get a squeeze here if the MACD start turning right here and you get a bump at the open. If it stays here, that could be maybe a nice play to the upside. Short-lived. Remember, we got Powell tomorrow, but doesn't mean things can't move today. All right, that's what I got there. As far as also, let's look at Amazon. I did not look at that. Amazon showed me the same type of thing. If you notice, right there, going down. And this is where Amazon right now is showing me the same type of thing, right? So squeezing, a big one. These are volatile sessions. Now, Amazon's kind of lost its luster, its buying power. It's not going to move 100 points anymore, or even 50 points because it's got a 20-to-1 stock split. So right now at 100, it's like, that's almost like $2,000, right? 20 times 2, right? 20 times 100 is 2,000, right? So there we go. So that's how much Amazon would be before the split. So anyway, right there. And we're going a little bit higher, more than likely, if it can take out that 108, maybe got 110, and maybe these highs right in here, that 116. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just saying if it is going to move and the MACDs, fresher the MACDs that you're going to get, that could be a possible move. And those are the levels you can go for. Now, again, I am still, hello. I am still bearish. Hello. Okay, I lost something here. All right, so I am still bearish here, and let me see here something. I think my mic cut out, so let me look at the short. Give me 1 second. Let's look at the motive here, and the great thing about the motive, it'll pop up somewhere. There we go. All right, testing, and I'm good. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah? Oh, okay. Needs to update my firmware. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so, so what are we looking at? We're looking at here of, so right here it can move. So we could be a nice little tight right there squeeze, and that could be good. So we're getting these squeezing right now that could be short-lived on Amazon. And we're noticing that same pattern on Tesla and Google as well. Now, Google's probably going to move like a monster. It's right there. So again, more volatile, more session, more profits, but just play small right there. 2144, you got 2175 on top, and you got 2254. So remember, this was Amazon, but subtract 20 minus 1, now you're looking at $1. So it doesn't, so you can get movements here. If this starts breaking through, you get a nice bounce at the open, that might be a possibility. Now on the flip side, it can also go to round, right? So this can also turn around and around. So because we got it right there, and that means now if that happens, that usually tells me that is going to be a panic sell. Okay, so either one. All right. But Google is still holding more. Hasn't really shown me any signs. Amazon's showing more strength. Tesla, more strength. Google, more strength. And Apple, same type of thing. So Apple, yes, I called out a play on Apple. I know a lot of people are like, what are you looking at? Market's going down. But Apple is a flight to safety. So this was my inflation, my hedge. If we didn't go down, that Apple was going to go up because a big majority of the most shares, the XPX holds a lot of Apple as far as I think that's the majority shareholder of Apple. So this is where I'm saying it could probably go up. We're getting a nice squeeze there, and this is like Amazon's going to move. And if it moves, then we probably move $5. So at the 132, we got 137. Needs to take out 136, and it probably has this consolidation area here. And if it really is robust, it goes to 143, and that means that the XPX is probably going up by 100 points. Is that going to happen today? Don't know. Don't think so, but we'll see. Anything's possible. Stay open. All right, we got CMG sold off, and this was kind of alarming too because I called this out before, and I was like, this is pretty strong, and it's unusually strong because inflation, price points, and it dropped literally about 1,400, about 200 points. So this is something you want to keep your eye on now because as the price of goods go up, I'm getting reports that remember diesel gas is going higher. So let's put the two and two together. Diesel goes up. That means that farming equipment works on diesel. Then that means that for them to raise crops for the winter, or cattle or sheep or whatever they have to do, they have to pay 3 times much in diesel, right? Or 2 times as much in diesel. Do the simple math. Where you live, find out how much are you paying in gas 2 years ago compared to right now. If it's 2 times as much, or 1 times as much, or 1x, 2x, 3x, whatever it is, that's how much it's costing them, the farmers, to operate and to get food out of the ground and create food for our lovely country. So now the cost of food has to go up because there's an extra additional cost that those farmers need to now take on. So again, not looking too good, and again, everything leads to gas. Unfortunately, and this is one of the measurements of locking down the pipeline. But and losing jobs. So, that's the media's narrative. And a lot of gas lobbyists are doing pretty well. But I wonder who those lobbyists are paying. All right. Anyway, the era of the lobbyists. Enough of the political rants. That's the extent of it. I'm not political on occasion, but a lot of people are suffering out there, and it just breaks my heart. But you can come to this Patreon group, and I'll help you as much as I can. All right. So what else do we got? We have land research. We got NVIDIA. This is the one that I feel is going to do well. Remember, I wrote in the chat, you got to look at the stocks, the semiconductors. Semiconductors, if they do well, because everything has a chip in it, you're going to see that the market might show a balance, as I showed you in the Patreon, that you got to look at transportation. You got to look at the general market. Also look at Disney. We're getting a squeeze here. So if this is a relief rally that we're noticing on the XPX and probably can come back up, not going to be super long, but this is probably the potential plays for today. You pick and choose the one you want. Don't do all of them. We got Shopify. Shopify is about to announce a stock split. So let's look at Shopify. And usually that's very bullish for Shopify, right? So the stock split is coming soon. It's coming on the June 29th. That's probably going to be next week. And Shopify is poised for a move right now based on that. So again, if we looked at Shopify, let me look at the 50-minute time frame. It's looking like it can probably move. So right now, same type of patterns here. We're noticing these are the patterns that I want to share with you guys, impose on you to really know and get to know these patterns. Because again, you don't need to trade it. If you're a fairly new trader, then I would suggest, if you want to learn, maybe paper trade it. Or if you really say, Angel, you know what? I trade better when I have real money. That's fine. Maybe buy one contract and maybe buy 30 days out. Right? And as you get better and more proficient, then start doing closer and closer options, right? But 30 days out, you can still be wrong and right. Get my drift? Okay. So right now, that looks good. But Angel, those 3-day options are so cheap. Yep, they're cheap for a reason, because most people don't do it. And I would probably say new traders stay away from them. All right, but that's my things on Shopify. Shopify details can probably go up to 328, 330. You got 340-ish, 350, and this is also going to do a stock split, 10-1, I think. So again, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is not the era of investing in SPACs, startups, any of that, new shit coins. Money's getting tighter, guys, so everybody's going to be looking for money. And if you don't believe me, look at the amount of IPOs of startups that are coming on the board. The big, the crypto guys, they don't know shit. So basically, they're buying new coins and new NFTs, and they don't know. I mean, money's getting tighter. Money's going to get tighter. Not the time to invest. Invest in good quality companies. Or if you're going to invest in some good quality companies, that's what I suggest. But here's the reason. Do you notice a lot of stock splits? Well, that's like a way for companies to raise money because they know what's coming. If they know what's coming, you got to be prepared. Listen to them. In between the lines, they're telling you what they're doing. There's a reason why Palantir has been buying gold for the last 2 years. This is why the governments are buying gold. All right, not the governments and also banks. All right, let's look at Citigroup. This is one that came on my board. So my friend of mine told me this is what Mr. Warren Buffett is buying. He's buying these banks and Citigroup, Markel, but I'm not a big fan here. It's probably going to go lower here. So sorry, Mr. Buffett. I'm not going to buy that. What else do we have here? So we have Citigroup. Let's look at the QQQs because I think that the QQQs can drop a little bit more, and then I'll look at Bitcoin. QQQs rallying here, doing a relief rally. Probably again having a no squeezing pattern. Have a squeeze on the 50-minute time frame. Maybe 289, right? If we can get beyond the morning lows, the morning highs at 280, maybe that's a possibility. Let's look at IWM. Again, this is the Russell. This is the ETF for the Russell. We having a squeeze. General market, again, we're noticing the same patterns. But notice this. Pre-market tried to go to 172, got sold off. So that's our target. You got 171, 172 on top. Definitely 172. Ooh, look at that. 172. And these are 10 points on the RUT. What else do we have? That's all we got. I don't want to go into too much here. Let's put it back on Apple. Apple, you're gonna watch 130. If 130 craters, that means the whole market's gonna crater. So 130, it's a nice basing pattern. It's got bought up right here, and we're just gonna watch that 130 level, because 130 goes, the whole market's gonna go. All right, but E-minis right now, I said rally. I told you it's going to sell off, right? And it sells off right at the 50. So let's see what happens. You got about another 30 candlesticks. All right. All right, guys, that's all we got. Hopefully hang tight. Tomorrow's 2 o'clock, big day, my time, which is 11 o'clock your time, I believe, on the West Coast. And that's it. That's it. So let's look at it. As far as Josh's answer, what price is the price you feel most comfortable with trading, guys? So remember, 30 days out, that's what I give you guys here on the Beyond Charts YouTube channel, but that's the one you're going to look at. The one you feel the most comfortable with. I gave you the price points. Trade around the price points, but right there. All right. Take care. Take care. I will see you guys on the chat, which I give on Patreon. If you want access to that, there's a description on the link. You can go on there. And there's all we got it. All right, guys, take care. Take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Trade safe. Oh, one thing I forgot to trade Bitcoin. Or look at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, before we go, it's still falling. Woo, by far, it is still falling. So I did do research. I think it's 21 or 20,000 margin call requirements required on Bitcoin, because Mr. Saylor purchased. I don't know if he sold company notes, right? He sold company notes for MicroStrategy. So he sold notes, and he promised a good rate on this company right here that he owns. And then what he did, and he made it public, he took the money that he borrowed, whatever interest rate, and decided to buy Bitcoin, and then made it public. So when that's a loan, right? And those loans have margin requirements. So don't know who he banks with, but that's how it normally works. At 21, I think they're going to be forcing him to sell. So that's how it is. And there's a couple loans he took on, so it's not just all of them, but that's one of them. Again, Ethereum's holding, so we'll see. All right, guys, the one thing I'd want to notice here on the monthly chart, Ethereum is right at the 50. So if you're long-term, not Ethereum, Bitcoin, this is where you want to buy. Low risk ratio, but the MACDs are going lower. So probably tell me it's probably going to go in this area. I will wait for it, let it base, and then possibly. But right now, I'll be looking to wet my beak a little bit. Not say I'm going to do it if I'm a long-term buyer. On Ethereum, let's look. If I go into Ethereum and I look at the monthlies, yeah, you should start wetting your beak, right? Maybe they come in here, maybe not, but it still looks like it probably can go lower. Maybe we can go lower. And guys, this is where I got 3,300, because if this breaks here, it's probably going to go there. 14,000. That breaks there, it's probably going to go there. To where? Oh, 32.51. Darn it, I was off by 50. So this is where I got 3,300. I wasn't taking it out of fluff air, but these are the levels. All right, guys, go out there, go get it. So stay green. That's my Bitcoin due process, and that's all we got. All right, have a beautiful day. Go out there and go get it.